Hello, everyone. I decided to cut the pre-show music early. That's right, because I'm Jason Inman. I like to read comic books, and I like to do stuff on Saturday mornings because it's the only time in my schedule where I have to talk to you anymore. Thanks for joining me on a Saturday morning, or a Saturday afternoon, or a Saturday evening, or a Friday evening, or a Sunday morning, or a Monday evening somehow. If you're watching this in the future, hello, future people. Thank you for watching. We are here because I haven't done a live stream in a couple of weeks, and it's because I've been outrageously sick. Yes, I said outrageously sick, and that's what happens when you get the worst cold or stuffed nose or throat that you haven't had in weeks. And I was literally down for the count. I did not have a voice a couple of days ago, so I thought since I didn't have a voice, that would be a perfect time to come into the chat, do a Saturday morning show, which I love to do, and talk to you all. Now, I have a mission for you all. I have a, let's say, directive. I'm looking for questions that are creative, well thought out, and make you think. I am looking for questions that will make you ponder the edges of the universe, the edges of comic bookdom, and make you actually think analytically about characters and stuff like that. I'm looking for questions beyond a, hey, what'd you think of this? Oh, what'd you think about that? Aquaman, he's got long hair over here. I don't know why I turned into a New Yorker. That's just where I went, probably because a lot of my friends are in New York Comic Con. So I want to get, yes, a prime directive, Mark Newman said in the chat. I am looking for some creative questions, because when the questions are great, the live stream will be great because the answers will be great. I want us to create a nerdy question discussion. That's what I meant by that. Now, you can ask some of those questions about, like, yo, hey, Aquaman, how's Aquaman doing over there? You can ask some of those questions, but I'd love to hear him. I'm just to give you an example, to twist it out and be like, what do you think the scene with Mara and Aquaman in the puzzle chamber represents? What do you think the purpose of that scene is? Let's go crazy into those things. Now, of course, if you are a Super Chat is available. You will jump to the front of the line. Your question will definitely be answered. If you're just in the regular chat, thank you so much for joining me. I cannot promise that I will answer every question because there are so many questions. There's so many of you good people in this here. Actually, very curious about it. Oh, we have 58 people watching right now. All right, great. But we're here, so think about these questions. Throw them into Super Chat if you want. Real quick before we get into the questions, I want to remind you all, because we've talked about it on YouTube here and there, and I don't know how well the message is getting out. ScienceComicBook.com is our new graphic novel, a comic book written by myself and Ashley Victoria Robinson. The camera is not live, but Ashley is here. Hold on a second. Hold on, I gotta figure it. I don't know how to edit that. Damn it. All right, we have a special guest star. We have Brago the Super Cat has just jumped into the stream because he heard us all talking about him. And then, of course, Brago's keeper, Ashley Victoria Robinson, or as some people, as Brago likes to call her, Brago Jr.
There you go.
Bye. So, yes. That is the co-writer of Science, the graphic novel on Kickstarter. We have it right now. There is less than, I think there's 5 days left? 6 days? 5 days? There's not that many days. You need to go to ScienceComicBook.com, my friends. ScienceComicBook.com. And you need to get this graphic novel. It's 80 pages of fun now. It's 90 pages of fun. The cover's by Becca Farrow. And once this Kickstarter is gone, guys, you may we can't promise that you'll ever see this comic book again. We're doing such a limited print run, and there's some amazing stuff. If you are in this live stream, and you want to, say like you want to write comic books, you want to do stuff like that, I have a reward over there where I will critique a script. I will give you notes. We also have script reviews from Mark Andreyko, who, of course, writes Supergirl right now. We have Eric Burdham, who writes Ghostbusters right now. So go over there, get yourself a copy of our comic book because it's already funded. It's going to happen. And also, I can see the analytics, and I know not many of you YouTube people have gone over there. Yeah, I'm calling you out. You're not like our comic books? What's going on here? So go over there, get it, check it out. It's an awesome comic book. If you love Jupiter Jet, you're going to love it. If you like this channel, you're going to like it. It's the same flavor. It's the same type of stuff. So as I drink a tea, let's do this. Also, really quick, I want to tell you about like kind of the next week of the channel. As some of you may or may not know, I have a new full-time job. I've had it since June. It's not really new anymore. It's a 3-month-old job that I am working about 50 hours a week on. It is in television. It's for a television show. So my time on YouTube is very limited now. And So basically what we're going to do next week, we cannot review every DC TV show. It is impossible. Also, to be honest with you, I don't really want to. I get really burned out watching 6 shows a week because I simply don't have the time and I want to work on my own stuff. So we're going to review Arrow, and we're going to review, we're going to review Arrow, and we're going to review Flash. So those will be happening. When they happen, I don't know. We haven't figured it out. We just haven't had the time. But those will happen. I don't know if we'll do a DC TV recap or not. Not certain about that. So, yeah. All right. Hold on a second. I have to cough, so I'm going to mute the mic. Haha. All right, we're back on. I hope you didn't hear that. If you did hear that, I apologize. I'm still sick. Give me a break. Okay. So again, we're challenging the chat to give us creative questions that are outside the box. I'm not looking for, what did you think of this? Or what did you think of X? Put some thought into the questions. Let's make these questions great. Throw them into Super Chat. Throw some support here if you appreciate me doing this while I'm still sick. And go over the Kickstarter. I have a Patreon question because, of course, we have a Patreon over at patreon.com/Jawiin. That's where you can support this channel and all the other stuff like that. They also get a Patreon after show, which will happen only for the patrons after this. So I have a question over here. And the question comes from the Patreon would be Christian Ludgard Caller, who said, what would be your plan of action if you could start the DC live-action movie franchise from scratch? Interesting. Man, that is a tough question. How would you restart the DC movie franchise from scratch? That is such a tough question. And that's tough to give an answer to because I don't, it's one of those things where I haven't thought, I'm coming up with this live on the spot. I'm not given normally when a writer would have been given this idea or a producer would be given this idea, they'd be given a week to think of ideas, go to a coffee shop, read some comic book, see what appeals to them, Since I'm doing this off the top of my head, I honestly think that with the success of The Flash, that I think the best person to start with maybe would be The Flash. I would, with the popularity of the TV show and the popularity of the other stuff, I would maybe start with Flash. Now, this is, again, we're saying the DCU has stopped. We locked it off. We're starting brand new. We're having a Barry Allen. And I actually would start probably with a Wally West. I would start with a Wally West, who it is his first year on the job. And I would allude that before we saw this movie, there was a crisis on Infinite Earths that Barry died saving the world. His uncle died. So this is constantly about Wally living up to the legacy of his uncle, who is the greatest superhero ever. And then when you branch off the other heroes, I would all have them, they've been around. But Wally's the one that's day one. This is day one Wally. But the rest of them, it's been around. It's been a few years. So Superman's in that universe, don't need to do an origin. Batman's in the universe, don't need to do the origin. Wonder Woman's in that universe, we don't need to do the origin. And Flash is the only one that we do the origin on. And then, I would say, just very slowly. You do Flash, and you do, you definitely have to do Batman and Superman, pretty soon, I think, right out of that gate. And then Wonder Woman's success throws to Wonder Woman. And then you basically lead to Justice League is what I would do. Now, I don't think them getting to Justice League as they did in DCEU is not a bad idea. It's not terrible. So, yeah. You could have pulled it off. You could have pulled that off, but they obviously did not pull that off. Mark Newman says, anybody else watching the cat? Yes, Brago is wandering around in the background. You will see him several times. All right, so there's the Patreon question. I'm looking for great questions thoughtful questions like that to lead to a big question. Caleb Bradford, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the super chat. He said, thoughts on Venom. Haven't seen it. So my thoughts on Venom are, I don't have any. I'm actually not planning on seeing Venom because I have been told by too many of my friends that it is a terrible movie. And I don't want to. I do believe in the idea that you vote with your dollar. If you don't like something, don't buy it. And if you don't want to watch, if you don't like a TV show, don't watch it. Businesses, corporations, and production companies operate on dollars. So show them what you like with or without your dollars. So I'm sorry, Caleb. I don't have any thoughts on Venom because I don't have any intention on going to see that in theater because I'm not giving that movie my money. So I'm sorry. I appreciate the super chat, my good friend, and I love your Red Dead Redemption little thing. Myth Dustards says, I like Star Trek Next Generation bars in the live stream. How did you create those sidebars? You can find them. They're called Lacars, and you can find them on Google and they're PNGs. So there you go. I'm sipping some hot tea out of my Nightwing cup. It's the only way I'm talking right now. So there you go. Here. Mm-hmm. It's a very chill Saturday morning show, my friends, because I'm recovering. Let's see. I love this question. Vince Santisteven said, who is the next female character that you would give an MCU movie to that's not Black Widow or Scarlet Witch? Possibly her getting a TV show. It's perfect. We did this episode on Geek History Lesson. Go listen to it. It's our podcast on iTunes. It's on SoundCloud. It's on Stitcher. It's on everywhere. She-Hulk is the character, and she should get a TV show. Or she could also do a movie. But I think it should be She-Hulk. She's such an interesting character. Dark Knight. Are you going to react to the new Aquaman trailer? Not in the spirit of these great questions, Dark Knight. No. I haven't done a reaction for 6 months. I hate reactions. I don't think they add anything to the universe. What do you like? This is like, let's go deep cut on this, guys. I don't understand what you get from watching people just go, huh? Oh, orange. What do you get from that? What does that add to the world? I do not fault anybody for doing reaction videos because they get hundreds of thousands of views, which is something that I don't understand. I don't want to watch other people do stuff. I want to do stuff. I have many friends that do reaction videos. Good for them. Much success to them. Keep kicking ass. For myself, I hate doing reaction videos. I do not want to do them. So we're not going to do a reaction to the new Aquaman trailer. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. Haven't done a reaction on this channel in months because of that reason, actually. I hate doing them. Lone Star 9698 says, how deep do you think Spider-Verse is going to get with other Spider characters we will see? And is there a chance we can get Mayday Parker in the movie? There is a chance, Lone Star, that we get Mayday Parker. I think we've seen the main characters. I think in that trailer, because Spider-Man Noir, it's a little girl with a spider robot whose name I cannot remember. It's Gwen Stacy, Miles, and Peter Porker, and it's whatever. I think we've seen them all. I think we've seen them all. I think you could get a shot with like thousands of spiders, like thousands of Spider-Mans, but I don't think they'll actually be part of the actual plot of the movie. I think you'll just see them as like kind of like a little wink, a nice little Easter egg, like the way the trailer reacted to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. So, you know, there you go. Let's see here. Jam and Shandy said reaction videos are free money. Yeah, you must be completely misinformed about how much money YouTube actually makes you, my friend, because I'll be honest with you, YouTube has never paid my rent. Never. Not once has it ever paid my rent. And it's not free money. It's actually work. It's work that you don't get paid that much for. I'd rather put my abilities, my thoughts, my energy into something that's positive, something that's going to create something. So yeah, it's not free money. It's actually a lot of work for very little return. Cullen Bloodstone says, did you get a chance to read Iron Man 4? I did not. I haven't read Iron Man 4. Drusif says, get better soon, my out. Thank you so much. Flashback, how excited are you for Flash Season 5 and all the other DC TV shows? I'm excited for Black Lightning Season 2. And I'm interested in Arrow Season 7 because I don't know how they're going to pull off the prison storyline. And I'm very curious to see how long they will keep Oliver in prison. Because generally when you maroon your character on an island, a plot island, which is prison, where your other characters can't interact with him, it kind of limits your plot. Look at what happened to Barry last season. So it's that's one of those things. So yeah. Black Lightning is what I'm the most excited for because they killed that first season. So Tanisha Marshall makes a fair point. I think the appeal of reaction videos is seeing someone being interested in the same thing that you are. That's true, but what I would say to you is go find a real friend that's interested in that. It's much more meaningful. They're out there in the world. Go to the comic shops. Go to the Comic Cons. Go to other stuff like that. And meet real people. That's so much more meaningful than a reaction video. King Sporkhouse says, I've tried to tell people that YouTube doesn't make people money anymore. It's the exposure. And exposure dollars doesn't pay the bills. All right. I'm challenging you. I'm going to you, chat. I'm putting you on notice here. More thoughtful, deep questions. Lone Star 96898 is pointing the way. I want deep thought questions. More stuff than what about this and what about that. I want more stuff. Lone Star 9698 says, if WB ever makes an adaptation of a Vertigo series besides Sandman, what would you choose? Well, I'm going to choose a different Sandman. It is Sandman Mystery Theater about Wesley Dodds. It's a perfect film noir series. It's very great. All right. I'm going to go to the Patreon for my questions. So, I'm gonna get a couple Patreon questions in here because I love their thoughts over here. Let's see. Everyone out there you really want to get into? That has been quick. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go through these questions and they don't make sense, my friends. Oh my God, Adam Grunther just popped up in the Sue chat. Can you tell us how Quentin Lance feels about Mick Rory in your Quentin voice and how Mick feels about Quentin in your Mick Rory voice? Oh my God. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off with my perfect voice, but I will give it the college try. Oh my God. What does Quentin Lance think of Mick Rory? I saw this guy at a wedding once, okay? And he was very fascinated with the ice lady. And I didn't understand why he was fascinated with the ice lady. I thought he was a bum, and I almost tried to kick him out of the wedding. But Barry said, he's okay. He's okay. He's okay, second dad from another show. And then Mick Rory, I don't care. It's been a long time since I've done Mick Rory. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about Quentin. Yeah, that's honestly what Mick would say. Can you hear that at all? I don't care. By the way, the trick to doing a Mick Rory voice is to like put it way back in the back of your throat and just sit down there. He's down in the bottom of your jaw. And if you could do that, that's all he could do. AskTM98 says, should comics show more male nudity? Yes, they should. Why not? Been showing naked women for years. Let's do it. I like this question from Jack Chase in the chat. Jack Chase says, from the thumbnail, what are your favorite stories involving Riddler? I am always fascinated by his character. What is your opinion on the Riddler? My favorite story actually with the Riddler is where he's a supporting character in the Paul Dini Detective Comics run, where it's the Riddler. He's been bonked on the head from Infinite Crisis, and he now thinks he's a good guy. So he's like trying to challenge Batman towards being the best detective in the city. That's my favorite Riddler story. That's my favorite Riddler. War of Jokes and Riddles I thought was good. I really wish we'd saw more of the war because they kind of showed the war in sort of montage-y pieces or splash pages, and I wish we would have actually saw more of the battles. So I Am Braden has a great question. If you had to write a Riddler-led series, what would you do to make people look at him as something other than a second Joker? I'm going to answer your question by torpedoing your question. The Riddler should never lead a series. He's a supporting character. Many characters, and this is something that this is something that I find a lot of the general going audience doesn't understand. Some characters are just built to show up, deliver exposition, or poke the main character and then leave. That's their only purpose. And they do not have the depth or the character details to become a lead character. To be a lead character, you've got to be somebody that we can sit with for, I'm just using the example of 100 television episodes. I use that example because that's the thing. They always say when you write a television pilot that you should come up with enough story in your pilot to blow your series or to lead your series for 100 episodes. That's what a lead character is. I don't think the Riddler, I don't think we can get 100 issues out of Riddler. I'm sorry. What do you do with that series? I'm Batman, I got another riddle for you. Issue 2, I'm Batman, I got another riddle for you. I mean, by issue 2, you're bored. You're bored. He should never lead a series. He really deserves more arcs where he's, pardon my French, fracking with Batman, though. So there you go. Yeah. Let's see here. A whole bunch of questions came in. What is Tex Willerman's power set? Being rich. That's what it is. That's an inside joke for the Geek History Lesson fans. Major Robin said, if you can only visit one Comic-Con, which is the best from your experience? Oh, that's a good question, my friend. I really like WonderCon. New York Comic-Con is a good one, I think, because not only does it give you the benefit of seeing a lot of creators that only go to New York Comic-Con, but you're in Manhattan, which is a great city, and there's lots of stuff to do in New York. So even if you get bored with Comic-Con, you can go out into the city, and I think that's a great choice. It's a big con, so be warned. Be warned. Let's see. I'm looking for more questions here. How do you think Daredevil Season 3 will end? I don't know, but I'm excited to watch it. Storm King says, what is your opinion on this? I'm looking for deeper questions, guys. Looking for deeper questions. Lone Star, you are killing the questions here, my friend. Great job. Is there a character from Marvel or DC that would actually benefit from a reboot or a reimagining? Oh, man, that's tough. I mean, I would have said Dial H for Hero, but they're doing that. They just announced that at New York Comic Con. So, yeah. That's a tough question. I don't think I can answer this, guys, off the top of my head. That's another one you need like a week to think about it. Colin Bloodstone says, how do you think Jason Aaron is handling the current Adventures run? I haven't read it. Moni Singh says, do you think a child Robin could work in live action? Everyone I talk to says no, but I think it can be because of Laura and Logan. No, it can't work. Batman's just too violent. That kid has to be at least 16 or believably adult because it just doesn't work. It won't work. It's going to come off as too much child labor laws where you're going to be like, this crazy vigilante is punishing this child. And I also don't think we want to watch a show where Batman is beating the bloody hell out of somebody and a little boy is watching that. I just don't think it works. I don't think it'll work. It'll just come off as scary and inappropriate. It really will. It only comes off in comics because a lot of inappropriate stuff in comics comes off. So, Cedric House says, what shows do you think MCU could do on the Disney streaming service with MCU heroes? Because that is a huge superhero TV changer. It's not really that much of a superhero TV changer, but they should do Young Avengers. So, all right, guys, my voice is going away, and I have to do other stuff today. So, I'm looking for 3 final great questions. You can super chat them. That'll guarantee that they get answered. Or you can just throw them out there. I'm looking for 3 great questions. As I'm waiting for those questions before I knock out of here because my voice is going away, and I apologize. I have to do a shorter one because I'm just not, got to take care of me. Can't take our YouTube because I'm not making that YouTube money, you know what I'm saying? I want to show you as I take a drink from my Nightwing tea. I got a new cool action figure because you guys know I love action figures, as you can see behind me. found the Kane Scarlet Spider, man. Yeah, look at that. I love this costume. I collect all the Spider-Mans. I try to get all the different Spider-Man costumes that Marvel Legends has made because I think they're all well designed. And look, he has his little harpoony hands. That's really cool. So I think that's really cool. And apparently the Build-A-Figure is a giant spider robot. Yeah, there's a great Otto Octavius here, too. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's really cool. So I bought that recently. So there you go. As I'm waiting for great questions to come in, let's see if I got a question over here from the Patreon. Let's see, man. Looking for great questions here. A lot of them are like pitch entire universes off the top of your head, which is nearly impossible. Jacob 5, how would you implement the Fantastic Four and X-Men into the MCU? That's one of the, I don't know. Give me 17 weeks, and I'll come up with that. Let's see here. I'm trying to understand some of these questions. Cullen Bloodstone, should Game of Thrones actually kill a lot of its characters in its final season like people expect, or do you think we'll end up with most characters surviving? I think they'll die. I think they'll die. I really do think they'll die. Just because Game of Thrones is a bloody show, and I think will kill. I think the character that survives will be one that will surprise us. So there you go. Timothy McGrail says, what is the most expensive comic book you own? Well, I've never collected for money reasons, so, all the comics I own are, just ones I bought because I read and stuff like that. I would say probably if you were to value my collection, it would probably be, I have the first printing of the original issue of Jim Lee's Hush. I bought it off the stands, kept it in good condition. I don't know if I have any other thing else. I have like the first appearance of Apocalypse from X Factor, and I think I have the first appearance of the Suicide Squad. And those are CGC, but those aren't great, so there you go. Adam Leo McFly says, what is your favorite action figure? I think I've answered this before on the live stream, and that is this, not an action figure, but it's this Enterprise D that's made of metal that my grandmother gave me as a kid, and look, it saucer separates. That's why I love it. All right, guys. I'm going to kill myself for YouTube. That will not happen. I love you all. You're great. You had some great questions, and I wish you the best Saturday morning show. Please have a great Saturday morning. Thank you so much for showing me. Don't forget, the Patreon after show will be starting in minutes after this. And if you want to join that, everybody at Patreon, even the $1 levels, gets into the after show. And don't forget, the next time I do a Saturday morning show, sciencecomicbook.com will no longer be on Kickstarter. So if you've been saying to me, oh, I want to get it, oh, I want to do this, this is your only chance to get this. So go over there, help us out, help us make these comic books, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, yeah, there you go. I know, I'm sorry, I'm still getting over this, so we're getting there, but I want to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for coming to Saturday morning show, and have an excellent Saturday, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and you should see an Arrow or Flash review up on the channel very soon. So, bye-bye. Be seeing you.